Hello, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm a Nikken independent consultant, and this is a product showcase. We have a live webinar every Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern and 8 o'clock Pacific, and we're just a couple days before the Christmas holiday, and we just finished the Hanukkah holiday, and so we're going to share about the Nikken technologies, how they've affected us, particularly around the holidays, and what make good gifts and what we like in the winter weather and that kind of thing. So I'm going to share a quick PowerPoint to go over the big picture of Nikken, because it is a very big picture. And Nikken has been around for decades about discovering active wellness. And I used to be a lawyer, I guess I still am, my husband and I, and when we discovered Nikken, we really looked hard at it to see if it was a real strong corporation, and we found it was the only international corporation dedicated to researching how to get and stay healthy through natural means. Not only nutrition and exercise, but good sleep and protecting us as much as possible from the alien energy fields that we're creating in our modern lives with Wi-Fi and electric and having our cell phones on our bodies and all of that. That distorts our natural energy. So I fell in love with the idea immediately because I'd been studying nutrition, and the balance, the idea of a life of balance was so compatible with our approach to preventive health and staying healthy that we just embraced Nikken immediately. And when I left law practice, I started private counseling practice for families because I realized how important it was for families to make those little lifestyle choices every day, and they make a compounding effect over time that affects everything, not only our health, but our moods. So whether we relate well to our family or our coworkers, and that affects our income and of course our happiness and our total success in life. And this second slide is all about how those daily choices make all the difference. And they're lifestyle choices. We now know that most of the chronic illnesses today are due to toxins in the environment, poor nutrition, and poor lifestyle choices. So when you make those choices, you can distinguish between being a human under stress, not achieving your potential, not being happy, and being a human's being more, which has been the motto of Nikken since the very beginning, building people literally from the ground up, I like to say. The health environment that we have today is even worse than it was 40 years ago when Nikken started, or 20 years ago when I discovered Nikken. And the stress levels are heavier than ever because our body burden from the toxins in our air, our water, our personal care products, even our furnishings, our bedding, our clothes, they all give off toxins that are alien to the body, that our bodies were not designed to deal with. So it's a stress, and it affects everything. And then of course there's economic stress, and there's time stress, and all of these stresses add up to a chronic case of stress response that increases our likelihood of chronic disease like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and moods like depression and anxiety, fatigue, and allergies, sleep problems, weight problems are all connected to the high burden of stress on our bodies. Sleep, 70% of Americans have sleep issues. One poor night's sleep drops your immune system by 60% immediately. That is, the next day you can catch a cold. It also affects memory. Teenagers, college kids that aren't getting enough sleep have a much harder time remembering what they're learning, and this is critical for older people too. Without good sleep, the memory fades. Air and water pollution is in the news every day. 7 million premature deaths annually around the world are attributed to air pollution. And our water, we heard about Flint, Michigan last year. Many cities are admitting that they have more lead than they're supposed to, and other heavy metals in their public water. And other 260 other contaminants have been found in tap water, and bottled water can be just as bad. It might taste a little better because they take the chlorine out, but everything else is still in there, including agricultural chemicals, endocrine disruptors, and so on. Of course, the children suffer the worst. 1 out of every adolescent is obese today, and 1/3 of the country is way overweight. And that is a huge stress on all our organs and our minds as well. Less than half of adolescents are getting the right amount of vegetables. Low-income families, of course, have it way worse, and that's a significant portion of our population. 35 to 40% are considered low income, and they often live in food deserts. Of course, they have more stress and anxiety and depression than the typical North American. And only 27.1% of high schoolers are getting the recommended amount of physical activity. And that, of course, is poor nutrition, not enough sleep, obesity issues. So what is the answer? It is about being healthy by choice, not by chance. And that is Nikken's approach, humans being more, choosing active wellness. And it does need to be a decision, a daily choice to get aware of what our bodies need to keep us healthy or to help us heal, and to take action every day based on that knowledge. But the good thing is Nikken makes it easy. Nikken started out with a wonderful philosophy, which I fell in love with, that living a life in balance depends on healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And if any one of these is weak, the others start to suffer. You really need all of them in abundance. And Nikken does allow you to improve in all those areas. They started with the physical technologies to support health in the body and mind. And they started with magnetic technology, which is still their signature technology. And the whole idea was to take our body and put it back like it's in the natural magnetic field of the earth without the interference of concrete and steel and electric wires and now Wi-Fi. Then they developed a wonderful line of nutritionals, air and water systems, and even a full spectrum light that I have here on my desk. And this gives us the Nikken advantage. It's a condition or circumstance that puts us in a favorable or superior position. And those of us who've been using these technologies for a long time know how that is so true. We really don't get as many colds, we don't get as sore joints, we sleep better, clearer head, and so on. So Nikken has 3 basic categories of technologies. If you have the slide in front of you, the one on the right is rest and relaxation. And that's what the magnetics does. It's like walking in the woods or hiking up a mountain or lying on the beach. It rests and relaxes the body to be in that natural magnetic field. And Nikken first started with insoles, so we'd feel like we're walking barefoot on the earth. And then that little square is a very popular product. The MagFlex that you can put on your, it's designed for the lower back, but you can put it on your chest or your tummy or anywhere that needs relaxation. And then, of course, the sleep system we consider the core of our product line. Mattress topper, all natural material, sustainably grown, made in the U.S., and a pillow and a comforter that combine magnetic energy with bioceramic technology that all help rest and relaxation. So you get a nice, deep, restorative sleep. The environmental products, the core is the water system, because we're 70 to 80% water, especially in the brain. And the quality of the water can determine so much about our health. And Nikken developed a way to treat the water. No matter what you start with, we start with tap water, pour it in the top, and it does all the things that nature does to cleanse and purify and energize water. It's amazing. We have a shower system that does the same. It alkalizes and mineralizes and energizes the water. And then we have an amazing air system and the light as well. And the nutrition line is second to none in the world. We have many scientists working with us that have exclusive discoveries about natural products, natural chemicals that would come from our food if we could get enough of it. But as we age, we don't digest quite as well, and we don't produce some of these replenishing chemicals like the lactoferrin that we have several products based on that actually help the body move minerals around and protect the bones and the other organs that need those minerals. And we have an amazing juice drink, the Siaga, that supports all the major systems, and it has nothing added. There's no sugar, preservatives, colorings, flavorings. It's an amazing drink. No water even. It's just the juices. And then our skincare is eco-certified. It's as natural as possible, and everybody loves it. And I want to mention our everyday organic-based weight management program. It's everyday because it's not, you can lose a lot of weight very quickly, but it won't come back, because the nutrition in this system is designed to re-educate your brain so you don't crave those foods that are not good for your weight. And so we have a wonderful meal replacement powder. We have wonderful paleo snacks. We have an amazing green tea, and then supplements that cleanse and help with digestion. And it's a second to none organic based, and the only full everyday weight management program based on organics. So now I'm going to stop the screen share and invite our other participants to share their stories. I'll just start by saying that I fell in love with Nikken because of the sleep system, that whole idea that when your body's healing at night, you can be in a good environment for those 7 or 8 or 9 hours. And in the winter particularly, so many people don't get enough sunlight, they don't sleep well, and they can get depression in the fall and winter. And in a week or so, our sun will be starting to come back, which is great. But if you're getting good quality sleep through the winter, the whole new year is going to be better. So I'm just going to say that and invite, let's see, start with Karen Rose or Hattie Jane. You want to share your favorite products of Nikken? Don't forget to unmute yourselves. Karen Rose, are you there? We're not getting her. We got her earlier. All right. Marianne, I see you. Do you want to share your favorite products for a moment?
Oh, sure. Be glad to. Starting with water. As you mentioned, our bodies are 70% water, so this is probably the core of the favorite Nikken products on a daily and hourly basis. Gotta have the water. But I'll jump forward into one of my favorite products, the bone health products. And Nikken has very unique bone health products, in my opinion, that are all natural with no side effects, and have been demonstrated in scientific studies to build bone in a natural way called bioreplenishment. And I've been taking them for a number of years now. And at one point in time, I had what sometimes called osteopenia. In other words, your bones are breaking down faster than they're building up, and you're going in a bad direction. And since I've been taking that, I'm now back in the normal range solidly, and intend to stay there and hopefully even increase my bone health even more over the coming years. So I'll give someone else a chance to.
Randy, can you hear me? Randy?
Yes, I can hear you, Karen Rose.
Can you hear me now?
I'm muted. Yes, I hear you, Karen Rose.
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble with this mute for some reason. I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to add to one of the products. I love all the products, especially the sleep system is the foundation, and I love that. I had a great experience initially with that. But one of the things I love that Nikken came up with is the cocoon. which duplicates the sleep system. It's a real easy thing to loan to someone. I have a friend who was really struggling with her sleep and some achiness, and the next day she couldn't believe how she felt better just sleeping in the cocoon. So it's a wonderful way to introduce the sleep system to people, very simple way. And the pillow covers are another one. I have had people who maybe already invested in a pillow that they put the pillow cover on the pillow and noticed the difference just with the pillow cover over their other, and sometimes these are very expensive pillows, so, and they didn't want to buy another pillow. So the pillow covers and the cocoons are wonderful ways. Also the socks. I was talking with another friend of mine that's coming back into Nikken again, and she's been in a while, and she had all these stories about the socks. Just a baby was struggling with something. They put the socks on the back of the baby, and the baby settled down just with a pair of socks. And the travel comforter is also really great for babies too. It's a great gift for children, for babies, and the cocoon's a great gift for kids, especially for the holiday. It's a useful gift. So, and also the little portable bottle. Water bottle is another great gift. So we have wonderful gifts that we can give at the holiday that really benefit people for their health, and just love all the products.
Cool, very cool. Thank you, Karen Rose. Hattie Jean, what are your favorites? Let's have to
The one I need now.
yeah.
Because I have a wellness home and I've been using the product line for 20 years. And basically, just anything it's Nikken. If I'm not using it currently, I'll need it sometime in the future. But right now, the shampoo is doing marvelously well. It's wash and go. And people compliment me on my hair, and it doesn't look strangly, and it never looks flattened down. It's just amazing how something so simple makes such a huge difference.
Who but Nikken would think of putting magnets in our shampoo and conditioner? But yes, it makes a huge difference. It really, the follicles are just like our skin. They need to be nourished and protected, and Nikken figured out how to do it.
Well, you realize any toxins or poisons are identifiable in our hair shafts because it is one of a where it just kind of, the body just kind of grows it out with it. So the fact that our hair looks so healthy and maintains its nutrition, and I haven't had dandruff in years now, in over 2 years now, frequently, right? No matter how hydrated I was. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks for sharing that. Who else would like to share their favorite right now? Dee?
So the sleep system was so key because I'd had sleep issues for 15 or 20 years. So it was like a miracle to me to be able to sleep all night and fall asleep right away and feel great when I got up. And of course, the water, it's just remarkable. And I love that it's, the bad stuff's taken out, the good stuff's put in. And the insoles, which was our first product, I almost take them for granted because they're in all my shoes. But if I'm flopping around in my slippers in the morning or flip-flops in the summertime and I don't have the insoles in, I notice a shift in energy, a subtle energy when I get my feet connected to those with all the nerve endings on our feet. And the MagFlex, because I had back issues as well. And the shower head, I can tell when I need to change the filter because I'll turn the shower on and ready to get in and I will start to cough. And I think it just is that my body is kicking into that chlorine, and I'll look at the shower filter and sure enough, it needs to be changed. But in the winter now, I had horrible dry skin every winter. I would be using lotion and all over my body. And even with lotion, I would be scratching and all of that. And it's just not an issue now with the shower head. So I love that.
Yeah, the shower, I mean, it seems so simple, but it's critical, and so many people say that same thing, that their skin's so different in the winter with this shower head. But it's amazing because your skin doesn't want all that chlorine and toxins, and it needs the alkalinity and so on. So thank you for sharing that. It's a really good point. I think, Elaine, you had your hand up. You're still muted. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to get on the video too. I wanted to show you that I'm ready to go for my physical therapy appointment in the water, and I have my swimming suit on.
Oh.
I go at noon, and you can see the duct tape.
Yes.
On my shoulders, if you can see that.
Yes.
And on my other shoulder here, on my arm actually, I had a bad fall in July, and I hurt my arm and my neck. So I'm going for water therapy, and it's really helping. I love the water therapy. But I tell you, the long johns in the winter are just incredible for me, for the aches and the discomforts and agony. And I love the scarf in the winter. You can't get it anymore, but boy, I keep track of it. I don't want to lose it. And I've been with Nikken 20 years, and I mean, I'd hate to pick my favorite product out of all those products over the years that were introduced, but it's just amazing what it's done for my health. 20 years ago, my doctor told me I would have to quit my job on the turnpike because I couldn't breathe from all the fumes from the cars and trucks. And actually, when I started using the products, 3 months later, I was off 7 of the 8 medicines, and I stayed another 10 years on the turnpike till I could retire. So what it did for my body, I went to work with the back flex on my chest, one in the front and one in the back. We didn't have necklaces and bracelets and all that good stuff, but we had a sweatband we could put around our neck, as I have my necklace on now, but a sweatband, we put minis in it. And of course, my back flex and my inserts, I wouldn't go anywhere without them. So it's what keeps me going with this last fall that I had, and the injuries. I've had 2 neck surgeries, and it wasn't good the fall, So I'm doing whatever I can with products and nutrition, and I just love you all, and I want to thank you all. Randy, you helped me in so many ways, and my people over the years. I'll never forget what you did for Kim, and someday that's another story. Share. But, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you.
Same to you. Same to you. Let's see, we've heard from everybody but Mrs. Kramer. Would you like to share?
Yes, I would. It's a seasonal. It's not actually, I wouldn't say it's my very, very favorite one, but it's a seasonal favorite. And that is the back wrap with the MagFlex inside the pocket, because I have a tendency to feel a draft on the small of my back in the wintertime. So I wear that in the daytime, and at night I have an old one that's sort of curled up at the edges because somebody used it who it was too small for them. So I put that on at night over my nightgown, and it just I love that product in the winter. In the summertime I don't use it, but in the wintertime I'm wearing it most of the time. And it keeps that draft off of my back and adds a little bit warmth. But my all-time favorite is, of course, the sleep system. And next to that is the air.
Yes, I think there's a consensus here about the sleep system, but I love what you said about the MagFlex. Yeah, I use it if I'm vacuuming, gardening, sitting in the car a long time. It just keeps that back support. And I've had 3 major back accidents and always relied on this was all before Nikken, and I don't have any residual effects because I keep the stress from building up in that area. And it's just amazing. Obviously, we all love the sleep system and the water, and we have all these wonderful little things too that we can put on areas that need extra de-stressing, extra relaxation, and having our water bottle and our chips, and it's truly neat. So let's close with what technologies would you give to family members? Or we've talked about the cocoon. Yeah, that's a great gift for grandkids or kids. And what are some of the little things that like we've got the necklace, and what are your favorite things to give to people? Yes, Marian.
I gave my best friend underwear for Christmas, the long underwear, because she always tends to be cold. Well, we are Angels baseball fans, and at the beginning of the end of the baseball season, it tends to be kind of chilly in the stadium, and she's always bundled up, and we tease her. She's got her, it drops below about 70 degrees, and she has this Snuggie on with the hood and all that. So I'm eager to find out how she finds the long johns under her baseball gear as well as in her regular day job. I'll give you some feedback when I hear it.
Yes, cool. I love the scarf. I like, who was it? Hattie Jane who said, or somebody said that. Oh, it was Dee, that you keep track of that scarf, even though Nikken hasn't had it for at least 10 years, but oh my gosh, I take that everywhere in the winter.
Before my time.
Anybody else want to share about
Randy, can you hear me?
Randy? Karen Rose, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what we talked about, the MagFlex and the energy pad that goes around, that it goes into. I actually fell off of a ladder. I've fallen twice, once off of a ladder and once off of a horse. And I had that on, I had the insoles on, and I fell pretty far from a ladder and did not injure myself. I was training a horse and fell off my horse with that on. I always made sure I had that on, and I did not injure myself both times. And I can remember when I fell, I just bounced. It was just so interesting how my body, responded by having that back flex and belt on. So I just wanted to add that when you were talking about that, it's so powerful, and sometimes we don't know what's going to happen. Also with the insoles, I've tripped a few times, and I know that I haven't fallen. I have a short leg because I trip a lot sometimes because it's off quite a bit. And since I've been using these products, I have not fallen, and I've had a couple of bad falls before where I injured myself. So, just preventing when you fall from something, having this stuff on is so incredible to remember.
Yeah, that balance aspect of the MagSteps, I'm so glad you mentioned that. My father-in-law, he was in a retirement home, and they wanted to keep him in a wheelchair so he wouldn't fall, and they thought he didn't walk steadily enough. So we snuck some MagSteps into his slippers, and he started walking better. So he got back on his feet, which is really important. If you don't have to be in a wheelchair, you don't want to, because you want to get that activity. So Dee, I think you wanted to say something.
One of my favorite things to give too is the MagFlex, because not only is it fine for the back and so helpful, but for the chest, if somebody has some congestion or difficulties in that area, or on the side of their leg, or on their tummy if they've got some issues with that or cramps or whatever, it's so usable in so many ways, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's easy to travel with. It's easy to keep in your purse or car or whatever. So it's briefcase. So it's just an easy gift and a very useful one, I think.
Great idea. Yes, we love that MagFlex. Anybody else before I go back to just a few closing slides here? All done? All right.
One more thing.
Yes.
I love the friendship and fellowship that Nikken's individuals bring to each other.
For sure.
I'm very passionate about sharing the new technology that Nikken, the old technology with the new applications that Nikken has brought forth to the public. But the people that come into the program and share with each other is an enrichment beyond price.
Absolutely. It's about all working together, and that's what the little symbol of Nikken is, the two people with their hands up, lifting each other. So ask yourself about the 5 pillars of health and what they can do for you. And we invite you to become a customer. Whatever product appeals to you, get started on your wellness home. Discover it, live it, and if you choose to share it, which most people do, if you discover something neat, you tell your friends and family. You can become a part-time entrepreneur with us. You can join our amazing wellness-focused community. And if you want to replace your current job, in a couple of years, you can actually do that, become a full-time entrepreneur. But this is about the products. So think about that first, take care of yourself first. I've had people buy gifts for their family and not for themselves. And, the best thing is just for you to feel better, and people notice, oh, you're smiling more, or your hair looks better, or you look better rested. And then you're like, oh, well, let me tell you about Nikken. So thank you all for participating today, and we will be on next week. And have a great holiday, and let me end the recording.